various people there who'd done things for it, and you look to see the new generation of design of all sorts in the festival.
Prince William was left heartbroken after Prince Philip made a shocking decision, removing young Prince Louis from the royal palace. The move surprised the entire family and left royal watchers stunned. What caused such a sudden action, and how deep did the damage go? Let's explore the emotional fallout behind the walls of the palace. The unseen bond between William and Louis. Prince William loves all three of his children deeply, but with Prince Louis, there's something special. Louis is his youngest. He came into William's life when everything around the royal family felt heavy. Things were changing fast. The press was always watching. Drama was everywhere. But Louis brought joy and calm. For William, Louis was a light in the middle of all that noise. From the very beginning, William made time for his children. He didn't let royal duties take away his role as a father. He often dropped the kids to school himself. He helped with bedtime stories. And when it came to Louis, he was always extra gentle. William was already an experienced dad by the time Louis was born in April 2018. He knew how quickly kids grow up. So he held on tightly to every little moment with his youngest. Louis was full of life right from the start. He laughed a lot. He ran around with energy. He said funny things that made everyone smile. At public events, people noticed how cheeky he could be. He made faces, danced and waved in his own wild way. Some called it mischief. William called it charm. He didn't hide Louis away. He smiled proudly. He looked at him like a dad who couldn't believe how lucky he was. There were moments when cameras caught their bond. One photo showed William with Louis on his shoulders. Both of them were laughing. It wasn't a posed picture. It looked real. Another time they were in a garden. William was kneeling next to Louis, showing him the plants. No suits, no royal titles, no stiff handshakes. Just a dad and his little boy enjoying the day. Even behind closed doors, William made sure Louis got the childhood he deserved. He let him play outside. He gave him space to be loud, curious, and full of questions. Sources close to the family say William encouraged games, silly stories, and time without screens. He wanted Louis to enjoy being a kid. Not every royal child gets that chance. Louis has two older siblings, George and Charlotte. They are wonderful in their own ways. George is calm and careful. Charlotte is sharp and confident. Louis, on the other hand, brings chaos and laughter. He keeps things light when things feel too serious. That made him a real comfort to William during hard times. The royal family went through a lot in recent years. Prince Harry and Meghan stepped back. Prince Andrew's troubles stayed in the news. Queen Elizabeth's health started to decline. Through all this, William had to carry many responsibilities. But when he came home, Louis was there, running through the halls, laughing, asking silly questions, climbing on furniture. It helped William breathe again. People close to William say he sees some of himself in Louis. As a child, William also had to follow many rules. He knows the weight of growing up in the public eye. That's why he wants something better for Louis. He doesn't want him to feel trapped. He wants him to be free to explore, learn, and dream. William is already thinking about Louis's future. He doesn't want him pushed into royal duties too early. He wants him to make his own path. Maybe Louis will choose a quiet life. Maybe he will do something totally different. William is fine with that. All he wants is for his son to be happy, safe, and proud of who he is. The love William has for Louis is deep and clear. It's not about public image. It's not for the cameras. It comes from the heart. That's why when Prince Philip made a strong decision about Louis, it hit William hard. It was never just about family rules. It was about the one person who gave him peace during the storm. But this special bond that brought William so much joy would soon become the center of a royal storm that no one saw coming. What could possibly threaten such a loving father-son relationship? Prince Philip's traditional values. Prince Philip was a strong man who believed in rules and order. He lived most of his life serving the royal family and the country. He followed a strict way of life and thought others should do the same. He liked things simple and clear. No drama, no shortcuts. Philip was known for being serious about royal duty. He believed being a royal was a full-time job. He expected every family member to stay loyal to the crown and act with respect. He believed titles meant responsibility, not comfort. He never liked lazy behavior or too much attention on personal feelings. He saw life through a different lens. Philip grew up during hard times. He served in the Navy and faced danger. He believed hardship made people stronger. That's why he often chose the tough road when raising his family. He didn't spoil his kids. He wanted them to be strong, honest, and ready to lead. Philip worried about the younger royals. He felt they were growing up too soft. He didn't like the idea of them having everything without working for it. When he saw them getting too much freedom, he became concerned. He believed rules helped children grow into good adults. Even with his own children, he stayed firm. He sent Prince Charles to a strict boarding school in Scotland called Gordonstown. Life at that school was hard. Cold mornings, long runs, and strict rules. Charles didn't enjoy it, but Philip believed it would build character. He thought a royal needed strength more than comfort. Philip also helped guide William and Harry after Princess Diana died. He stayed close to them during that sad time. He walked beside them during the funeral, showing support without saying too much. That was his way, quiet strength, not open emotions. Over the years, he often stepped in during royal problems. If someone broke the rules or brought shame to the family, Philip took action. He didn't yell or make a scene. He acted fast and made clear decisions. His goal was always the same: to protect the royal name. He also believed family matters should stay private. He didn't like seeing royals speaking too freely in public. He preferred silence over sharing. To him, that showed class and control. Philip didn't enjoy being strict. He believed it was needed. He used tough love to teach lessons. If someone made a mistake, they needed to learn from it, not be excused. In his view, this made them better people and better royals. He treated all his children and grandchildren with this mindset. He saw their roles as important. They had to earn respect, not expect it. He didn't believe in pampering anyone, no matter their age. When it came to Prince Louis, Philip likely saw a boy full of energy and charm, but he may have also seen a risk. Louis was growing up with more freedom than others before him. Philip may have thought removing him from the palace would bring discipline and structure. Philip's strict beliefs were about to clash with William's parenting style in a way that would shake the entire royal family. How would Philip's old-school ways destroy William's happiness? What triggered the removal? Prince Louis is full of energy and always brings fun wherever he goes. People enjoy seeing his cheeky side during public events. He waves too hard, makes funny faces, and often steals the spotlight. But inside the palace, things were different. One private moment may have caused a serious change in the royal household. It started during a quiet family dinner at the palace. Senior royals were gathered for an important evening. It was meant to be calm and respectful. Louis, still young and playful, found it hard to sit still. He began talking over others and laughing loudly. At one point, he picked up a small toy from the table and threw it across the room. It hit a nearby vase that had been in the palace for over 100 years. The vase did not break, but it shook the room. Everyone stopped talking. The mood changed instantly. Prince William stepped in and tried to calm Louis down. Kate helped too. They both understood he was just being a child, full of energy and excitement. But Prince Philip saw things differently. He was known for his firm views. He believed the palace was a place for manners and order. For him, Louis's behavior that night was a sign of something deeper. Philip felt the young prince was growing up with too much freedom. He believed children needed strong rules, especially royal children. After the dinner, he had a private talk with Prince William. People close to the family said Philip did not raise his voice, but he made it clear that something needed to change. He was worried that Louis would forget the importance of discipline and respect. Soon after that talk, a decision was made. Louis was sent to stay at a different royal home far from the main palace. It was quieter there, with fewer people and fewer distractions. Philip believed this would help Louis learn structure and calm. The change was fast and caught some family members by surprise. Queen Camilla was said to be shocked by the decision. She believed Louis was still too young to be moved like that, but she respected Philip and did not argue. Other members of the royal family stayed quiet. No one wanted to speak against Philip, especially after he had made up his mind. The public found out soon after. Newspapers started writing stories about the move. Some said Louis was sent away as punishment. Others claimed there was a family fight. Many of these stories were full of guesswork, but the palace chose not to say anything. There was no comment from the royal family. That silence made people talk even more. Online, opinions spread quickly. Some people believed Philip did the right thing. Others thought the decision was too harsh. There were also those who blamed William for allowing the behavior in the first place. This one dinner would change everything for the royal family, and William had no idea what was coming next. Could one small moment really tear a family apart? William's emotional reaction. When Prince Louis was taken away from the palace, Prince William felt heartbroken. People close to him said he looked deeply shaken. He had no idea this would happen. It felt sudden and painful. As a father, he felt left out of a big decision about his own child. That feeling stayed with him for days. William has always been calm in public. He smiles during events and tries to stay strong. But this time, things felt different. He started to look tired. Staff in the palace noticed how quiet he became. He walked slower, talked less, and often looked down at the floor. It was clear that something inside him had changed. He loved having Louis close. Seeing his youngest son every day brought him peace during stressful times. Louis was a happy child, full of life and laughter. After long meetings or heavy royal duties, playing with Louis helped William feel better. Losing that daily joy made his days feel longer and colder. William tried to fix things. He asked to speak with Prince Philip in private. He explained that Louis was still learning. He told Philip that children make mistakes, and that one bad evening did not mean Louis was out of control. William hoped that Philip would understand and change his mind. But the talk did not go the way William had hoped. Philip listened, but he stood by his decision. He believed young royals needed strong rules. He saw Louis's behavior as a sign that things needed to change fast. William left the talk feeling powerless. He felt like he was being treated as a boy again, not as a grown man or a father. The palace became tense. People in the household could feel it. William no longer laughed the same way. He kept things short during meetings. Even around his other two children, he seemed more serious. He was trying to stay strong, but the sadness showed in his face and body. Kate saw all of this. She knew how much it hurt him. She stayed close to him during this time. She talked to him gently and tried to give him support. She also wanted peace in the family. Kate spoke with Prince Philip as well. She did it with respect, hoping to ease the tension. She told Philip that Louis was still very young. He needed time, care, and patience. She reminded him how full of love and energy Louis was. Kate did not demand anything. She only wanted Philip to see a different side of the story. Even with her efforts, things stayed heavy for a while. William found it hard to move on. He felt like his thoughts as a father were not respected. He wanted to raise his children with kindness and understanding. That idea clashed with the way Philip saw things. Kate continued to hold the family together. She helped William stay strong at public events. She planned quiet days at home to lift his mood. She made sure George, Charlotte, and Louis felt safe and loved. Slowly, her calm presence brought some peace back into the house. Time passed, but the pain in William's heart did not go away quickly. He learned that being both a prince and a father comes with tough moments. He had to follow royal traditions, but he also wanted to protect his children. While William was falling apart inside, his son Louis was about to face the biggest change of his young life. Where exactly did they take Louis, and how did he handle being away from his family? Louis's sudden exit. Prince Louis had always brought joy and laughter into the royal home. He filled the rooms with noise and energy. But after the dinner incident, everything changed. One day, he was there, running around and making people smile. The next day, he was gone. His sudden exit from the palace surprised everyone. People close to the family said the move happened quickly. There was no big announcement. No one explained why he was missing from daily life at the palace. It all felt quiet and strange. Only a few people knew where he had gone. Some reports said Louis was sent to a royal estate outside the city. This estate was far from the spotlight. It was peaceful, surrounded by trees and open land. There were fewer staff members. Life there followed a more strict routine. Meals were quiet. Playtime was shorter. Every day followed a simple plan. Others believed he was placed in a small private school near the estate. The school was known for its firm rules and focus on discipline. Children wore uniforms and followed a set schedule. The goal was to teach them respect, order, and responsibility from a young age. Still, the palace did not confirm any of this. Being away from home affected Louis. He was used to waking up near his family. He loved spending mornings with Kate, playing with George and Charlotte, and hugging his father before bedtime. That comfort was gone now. His days were different. The faces around him were new. The sounds and routines no longer felt warm. People who saw him said he looked quiet. He did not laugh as loudly as before. He held his toys close and stayed near his nanny. He missed the palace, and he missed his family. Even though he was safe, something inside him felt lost. Kate visited Louis whenever she could. She brought his favorite books and soft blankets. She tried to make the new place feel like home. William also visited, though less often due to his duties. He sat with Louis, read to him, and reminded him that the family was thinking of him every day. During this time, the public noticed his absence. At royal events, people looked for him. George and Charlotte still appeared with their parents, but Louis was no longer by their side. In family photos, he was either missing or shown in older pictures. His smile was still there, but it came from memories, not the present. One photo of Kate, released for her birthday, showed her with all 3 children. But people noticed it looked like it had been taken months earlier. The lighting and clothes did not match the season. This made people wonder where Louis had gone. The palace stayed silent. Later, someone shared a photo online. It showed a small boy walking near a royal estate with 2 guards. The boy looked like Louis. He wore a dark jacket and carried a small book. His head was down. The palace gave no comment, but many believed it was him. People kept talking, but the royal family shared nothing. There were no updates, no statements, and no answers. Everything about Louis's move stayed private. Louis wasn't the only one affected by this shocking move. The entire royal family was about to feel the fallout. How did this one decision create chaos throughout the palace? Royal family fallout. After Prince Louis was sent away from the palace, everything started to feel different. The royal family carried on with their duties, but things were not the same. People close to the family could sense a shift. The mood behind palace walls became colder. Prince William tried to stay strong, but the pain showed. He still smiled during public events, but it felt like something was missing. His eyes looked tired. He spent more time at home and less time around senior royals. He wanted to be close to his children, especially now that Louis was no longer by his side. He began to step away from some of the old royal ways. William kept following royal duties, but he also made small changes. He focused more on his family. He gave more time to Kate and the children. He wanted a calm and warm home. People noticed this. They saw a man who still cared about the crown, but loved his family deeply. Prince Charles, now king, did not say much. He kept a neutral face during this time. Some people believed he agreed with Philip's strict choice. Others thought he did not want to upset anyone. He stayed silent while the rest of the family tried to heal. Kate stayed calm through it all. She helped the children with their daily routines. She made sure George and Charlotte felt safe and happy. She visited Louis whenever she could. She brought him his favorite toys and snacks. She read to him before leaving. Her goal was to keep the family close, even if they were far apart for now. The royal staff also felt the tension. They moved quietly through the palace halls. They avoided long talks and stayed focused on their tasks. The energy had changed. Everyone was waiting for things to feel normal again, but that feeling didn't return right away. Outside the palace, the public noticed Louis was missing from royal events. People spoke about it in newspapers and online. Some said the family was hiding something. Others believed it was a personal matter. The palace said nothing. They didn't give updates or explain anything. This silence made people talk even more. Soon, new family photos were released. They showed all three children smiling with William and Kate. But many people noticed that the pictures felt old. Louis looked smaller, and the setting looked like it came from an earlier season. These pictures raised more concerns. Later, when the family went to a public event, only George and Charlotte were with them. Louis stayed out of sight again. People kept asking where he had gone. Still, the palace remained quiet. No one gave answers. The royal family kept going with their public life. They waved at crowds, visited schools, and hosted events. But something inside the family had changed. The feeling of togetherness had been shaken. The cracks in the royal family were growing wider, and the public was starting to notice that something was very wrong. Prince Louis's sudden removal left the palace in shock and Prince William in tears. The royal cracks are growing deeper and the drama isn't over yet. Like, share, and subscribe for more royal secrets, emotional twists, and behind-the-scenes moments from inside the palace.